Jeremy Clarkson's garage is a dazzling display of automotive extravagance and quirky taste, ranging from a humble Volkswagen Scirocco to a modern Bentley Continental GT. His collection spans decades of automotive history. How did one man build such a remarkable lineup of vehicles, and what fuels his obsession with cars? Let's count down the extraordinary machines that have passed through Jeremy Clarkson's hands.
Number 20, 1979 Volkswagen Scirocco. Back in 1979, a used Volkswagen Scirocco sold for roughly $16,250. Clarkson, never shy about his opinions, owned both the MK1 and MK2 versions, though his attitude toward the models soured over time. He was especially harsh on the Scirocco 2.0 TDI, dubbing it a moose and listing it among his least favorite cars in a 2016 Sunday Times column. Reflecting on the newer Scirocco, he compared the experience to meeting an old flame who'd changed beyond recognition, saying he'd rather keep the memory of his original car intact. That 1979 Scirocco ran a 1.6-liter four-cylinder engine, good for 109 horsepower, 101 pound-feet of torque, and a top speed of 115 miles per hour.
Number 19, 1989 Honda CRX. In 1989, Clarkson had a Honda CRX, a favorite among enthusiasts for its nimble handling, punchy performance, and impressive fuel economy. The CRX stood out among Japanese sport compacts of the era. Some say CRX stood for Civic Renaissance X, fitting given how much sportier and sharper it felt compared to the standard Civic. Under the hood was a 1.6-liter four-cylinder, producing 158 horsepower and 112 pound-feet of torque, enough to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.9 seconds.
Number 18. 1999 Jaguar XJR V8. Clarkson has long championed Jaguar, the storied British marque now under Indian ownership, and has owned several of its cars. Among his favorites was the 1999 XJR with its supercharged V8, which he eventually sold at auction. His fondness for the XJR ran deep enough that he drove a 2000 model through the snowy roads of Colorado for the Grand Tour. The 1999 XJR packed a 4.0-liter supercharged V8, making 358 horsepower and 372 pound-feet of torque, topping out at 155 miles per hour. A used example today averages around $1,644. Number 17. 1995 Jaguar XJ6. The 1995 Jaguar XJ6 combined comfort and elegance in a way Clarkson admired greatly. He once wrote that nothing comes close to a Jaguar for a relaxing, stylish drive. Part of the classic Jaguar saloon lineup, the XJ6 was no exception, and Clarkson reportedly struggled to resist buying a new Jaguar every time he tested one. It ran a 4.0-liter inline-six, making 237 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque, with a 147 mile per hour top speed.
Number 16, 1999 Toyota Land Cruiser Amazon. Clarkson owned a 1999 Toyota Land Cruiser Amazon between 1999 and 2004. But despite Toyota's reputation for bulletproof reliability, he found this full-size SUV surprisingly troublesome and regretted skipping the extended warranty. He famously quipped that a vehicle built to cross the Australian outback should at least be able to handle the school run without falling apart. The Land Cruiser's 4.7-liter V8 delivered 230 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque, and a 6,500-pound towing capacity. Solid numbers that didn't save it from his criticism.
Number 15, 1986 Alfa Romeo GT V6. The 1986 Alfa Romeo GT V6, produced from 1981 to 1987, earned a reputation as both loved and loathed. Clarkson called it simultaneously the best and worst car he'd ever owned,
telling an Australian outlet that it never worked properly, but that he adored it anyway, comparing it to a badly behaved dog. It's a pattern he's admitted to repeatedly, falling for cars he loves despite their unreliability. The GT V6's 2.5-liter V6 produced 155 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque, hitting a top speed of 130 miles per hour, and remained a joy to drive despite its flaws.
Number 14. 1993 Ford Escort RS Cosworth. The 1993 Escort RS Cosworth, a rally-bred hatchback famed for its handling and punch, got a memorable description from Clarkson in his Sunday Times column. He said that late at night, when all he wanted was to get home, the car would sit there, itching for a fight. With a top speed of 145 miles per hour, this pocket rocket packed a 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, good for 224 horsepower and 220 pound-feet of torque. Its distinctive triple-wing rear spoiler made it instantly recognizable, and it's easy to see why it earned a spot in his collection.
Number 13. 1997 Ferrari F355. No serious car collection is complete without a Ferrari, and Clarkson picked one of the best. He was so taken with the 3.5-liter V8 F355 after testing it on Top Gear that he bought one immediately. Though he had regrets, wishing he'd gone for a hardtop and a different color, having wanted green but settling for the classic red. He also found himself pulled over by police far more often than he'd like, simply for driving something so eye-catching. The F355's V8 made 375 horsepower and 268 pound-feet of torque, with a 0 to 60 mile/hour time of 4.6 seconds.
Number 12. 1973 Mercedes-Benz 600 Grosser. Anyone who claims Clarkson lacks class need only look at his purchase of the Mercedes-Benz 600 Grosser. This is the kind of luxury barge meant to be ridden in rather than driven, and Clarkson searched extensively before settling on this one. It's thoroughly old school, using hydraulic systems instead of electric motors to operate the seats, doors, and windows, a quirk Clarkson particularly appreciates. Its 6.3-liter V8 produced 241 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque, with a top speed of 127 miles per hour. Used examples today typically run between $152,000 and $250,000.
Number 11. 1998 Jaguar XJR 4.0 Supercharged. Clarkson described the 1998 XJR 4.0 Supercharged in the Sunday Times with characteristic flair, likening its power to an iron fist. This limited-run sports sedan delivered serious performance, and Clarkson owned both this model and an earlier 1995 XJR 4.0, which he also praised heavily for its supercharged punch. His enthusiasm for Jaguars seems to rival even his love of Mercedes. The car's 4.0-liter supercharged V8 made 358 horsepower and 372 pound-feet of torque, topping out at 155 miles per hour.
Number 10. 2003 Volvo XC90. The Volvo XC90 might be Clarkson's most repeated purchase. He's reportedly owned up to 4 different first-generation models. Initially skeptical of the redesigned second-generation XC90, he came around, praising its stylish and roomy cabin along with its hushed diesel engine, calling it a genuine winner. In his column, he noted how the driver assist tech made for a relaxed ride and how much quieter the 2.0-liter twin-turbo four-cylinder was compared to the outgoing model. With 235 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque, it tops out at 112 miles per hour, and it seems likely Clarkson will keep buying them.
Number 9. 2002 Lotus Elise 111S. The 2002 Lotus Elise 111S is a pure driver's car, the kind you'd expect a speed-obsessed enthusiast like Richard Hammond to own, yet Clarkson had one too. Powered by a 1.8-liter four-cylinder built on a modified Rover K-Series design with variable valve timing, it produced 158 brake horsepower. For an affordable, thrilling sports car, it was one of the best choices around at the time. Its distinctive scalloped front intake gave it a sleek, unmistakable look, and it could hit 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds with 129 pound-feet of torque.
Number 8.
2009 Range Rover Vogue. In 2009, Clarkson compared the Range Rover Vogue to other icons of understated British sophistication, like a Sony Bravia TV, the Sunday Times, and Mick Jagger, meaning it was both classy and fashionable. He drives Range Rovers regularly and relies on a whole fleet of them for his motoring shows, since they're ideal for hauling crew and gear while still performing well off-road. The 2009 Vogue's 4.4-liter V8 produced 302 horsepower and 324 pound-feet of torque, with a towing capacity of 7,700 pounds.
Number 7. 2007 Mercedes-Benz SLK 55 AMG. The 2007 SLK 55 AMG has an unusual backstory. Rather than buying it for speed or daily practicality, Clarkson picked this V8-powered roadster, barely bigger than a Mazda Miata, largely to needle co-star James May after May bought a Porsche Boxster. Clarkson wanted something faster and flashier. The SLK 55's 5.4-liter V8 made 355 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque, sprinting to 60 miles per hour in just 4.8 seconds.
Number 6. 2003 Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG. Clarkson was genuinely fond of the SL55 AMG, calling it the Swiss Army knife of cars for its versatility. On Top Gear, he described it as equal parts convertible cruiser, long-distance tourer, muscle car, and something else entirely. He reportedly sold his for $118,000 back in 2014, according to the Daily Mail, a total bargain for whoever bought it. The SL55's 5.4-liter supercharged V8 produced 510 horsepower and 531 pound-feet of torque, hitting 60 miles per hour in around 4.3 to 4.5 seconds.
Number 5. 2004 BMW M3 CSL. The 2004 BMW M3 CSL, that's Coupe Sport Lightweight, drew high praise from Clarkson, who called it magnificent and compared it to the freedom of the Isle of Man, where speed limits famously don't apply. He tested the CSL there on Top Gear and clearly relished the unrestricted roads. Its 3.2-liter inline-six made 355 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, reaching 60 in 4.1 to 4.6 seconds. Just a car built for enthusiasts who crave speed.
Number 4. 2007 Mercedes-Benz CLK 63 AMG Black Series. When Clarkson sold his CLK 63 AMG Black Series, he posted on Twitter that it was a sad day. He'd praised the car on Top Gear, despite an ongoing issue with the battery dying, repeatedly. He reportedly sold it for close to the roughly $135,000 he paid in 2007, showing it held its value well, even after being driven hard. The CLK 63's 6.2-liter V8 produced 500 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, hitting 60 miles per hour in 3.8 to 4.1 seconds. Number 3. 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. Clarkson has a soft spot for loud, fast supercars, which explains his attraction to the Gallardo Spider and its roaring 5.0-liter V10. The engine put out 512 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque, launching the car from 0 to 60 in roughly 3.5 to 4 seconds. He tested it on Top Gear, was impressed enough to buy one, and later sold it around 2017. He's since joked about preferring fuel-burning, noise-making cars over electric supercars. Number 2. 2005 Ford GT. In 2005, Clarkson bought a rare 550 horsepower Ford GT, a bold move that quickly turned impractical. The alarm kept going off unprompted, the car couldn't fit across Hammersmith Bridge, and the immobilizer and tracking systems caused constant headaches. Combined with an uncomfortably low seating position, these issues led him to sell it. The GT's 5.4-liter supercharged V8 delivered 550 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, with a 0 to 60 mile/hour time of just 3.7 seconds.
2014 Bentley Continental GT. Topping the list is the rally-prepped 2014 Bentley Continental GT from the Grand Tour, which Clarkson kept for himself after filming. As of 2020, he was still driving it around his farm, roll cage, oversized tires, and all. It's a far cry from the Bentley's usual image of refined luxury, yet he never fully reverted it to stock. Powered by a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 making 500 horsepower, the roughly 6,000-pound coupe has a top speed of 188 miles per hour, proving equally at home tackling farm chores or open road blasts.
And that's a wrap on Jeremy Clarkson's incredible car collection. From a scruffy old Scirocco to a rally-ready Bentley, it's clear this is a man who buys with his heart, not his head, and somehow makes it work every time. So now we want to hear from you. Which car on this list would you take home if you could? Drop your pick in the comments below. We read every one of them. If you enjoyed this rundown, do us a favor and smash that like button. It genuinely helps the channel out. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video like this one. We've got plenty more car countdowns and collections coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.